Hey, what's up guys? Hardleg Joe here with the What a Deck profile for the Lunalight Fusion Extreme deck. I'm just going to go through everything in here and then I'll explain how it works. Got 3 Lunalight Wolf, 3 Crimson Fox, 3 Blue Cat, 3 Tiger, 3 Purple Butterfly, 2 King of the Swamp, 3 Lunalight White Rabbit, 3 Lunalight Black Sheep, 2 Dark Eruption, 3 Fusion Recovery, 3 Polymerization, 3 Upstart Goblin, 3 Fire Formation Tenki, and 3 Lunalight Reincarnation Dance. Ooh. Extra deck, we've got 1 Leo Dancer, 2 Panther Dancer, 2 Cat Dancer, 1 Dark Rebellion, 1 Ouroboros, 1 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King, 1 Silent Honor Arc, 1 Heartland Draco, Castell, Gaga Cowboy, 1 Grand Pulse, 1 Sky Cavalry, and 1 Gachi. Side deck I'll go over in a moment. So basically you have 2 main beaters in this deck, Leo and Panther Dancer. Panther Dancer has the effect, you can attack all monsters your opponent controls twice, and the first time they're not destroyed by the attack. So you have the ability to do massive amounts of damage with 2800. The other one is Leo Dancer. Leo Dancer can attack twice, just period, but after it attacks the first time, you can destroy all special summoned monsters your opponent controls. And with 3500, that's really hard to get over. Panther Dancer cannot be destroyed by card effects, and Leo Dancer cannot be destroyed by card effects or targeted by effects. So both of these are pretty survivable. Of course, Air Storming Mirror Force really takes care of both of them, but I haven't run into much of that yet. You also run Cat Dancer. Cat Dancer can't be destroyed by battle. Basically, it does the same thing that Panther Dancer does, except you have to tribute a monster for it, and she only has 2400 attack. I usually don't use her, but basically it's basically like rank up fusion. You have the Cat Dancer, who's 2 Lunalight monsters. Panther Dancer is the Cat Dancer plus another Lunalight, and Leo is the Panther Dancer plus 2 Lunalights. So you just go from this to this to this. Most of the time you can just stop with Panther. If they got like 2 monsters on the field, you can usually like OTK them. So how do you fusion summon so much? Well, obviously you got your 3 Polymerization. One of your main players is Lunalight Black Sheep. You can discard this card to either add Polymerization from your deck to your hand, or add a Lunalight from your graveyard to your hand. You can use either of those effects as many times per turn. You reuse this effect by using Dark Eruption. Target a dark monster with 1500 or less in your graveyard, add it to your hand, which this is dark and has less than 1500. So you can like grab Polymerization, add it back to your hand, grab another Polymerization. We've also got Fusion Recovery, so immediately after you fusion summon, you can get Polymerization and one of your materials back, just fusion summon again. This also has the effect that if it's sent to the graveyard as fusion material, add 1 Lunalight from your graveyard, except for it, back to your hand. So especially with that, like, add this for Polymerization, fusion summon using it and any other Lunalight, you'll get that Lunalight back, and then if you fusion recovery, you'll get this and Polymerization back. So it cost you nothing. You've just fusion summoned for free, and then you can do it again and again. Pretty nice. The rest of these are pretty much just, they've all got their uses, but none of them are too important. Lunalight Wolf, probably the most useful if it's in your Pendulum Zone. Once per turn you can fusion summon by banishing monsters either on your field or in the graveyard. Good recovery card. Sometimes if you can only use this twice, it's a good way to go into Leo Dancer, because you'll already have Panther on the field, and hopefully at least 2 of these in the graveyard, so you can just fusion summon into that. Also, if it's on the field as a monster, it has 2000 attack, and it makes all your Lunalights do piercing, so against people who try to stall with like Marshmallow and stuff that can't be destroyed by battle, you gotta get Wolf on the field. Unfortunately, with your pendulum scales, you've got 5 and 1, so you can't pendulum summon this with what you have. You either need to tribute summon it, or you use Blue Cat. When Blue Cat is destroyed by any means, it doesn't even have to be sent to the graveyard, just anything that destroys it. You could special summon another Lunalight from your deck, which is usually how I get Wolf out. Working in conjunction with this, we have Tiger. Tiger is the other pendulum scale. Of course, if you get him and Wolf out, you can pendulum summon all these. Normally you don't need to because it's fusion, but it's nice that you have the option. It's pendulum effect. Once per turn, you can target a Lunalight in your graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated, it can't attack, and it's destroyed during the end phase. So if you really need material, you can use that, because you can get it out of the graveyard to use Polymerization with. It's also a good combo with Cat, because when Cat's You'll summon cat, and then at the end of the turn, it'll be destroyed, which means it'll get its effect. You can get out wolf. Of course, you'll have to wait till the end phase, so wolf will have to survive a turn, but if they're stalling, normally they're not going to be trying to take out your 2,000 attack point monsters. Lunalight also has the effect that if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, either while it's a monster or while it's in your pendulum zone, you could special summon a Lunalight from your graveyard. And that has no negative effects to it, so you can summon out your fusion monsters and attack with them. Otherwise, there's just, like, if you really need to stall, like, you can set your cat. If cat gets destroyed, it goes into tiger. Tiger will resummon cat when it's destroyed, which can summon another tiger. So unlike some of these other, like, stall when they're destroyed cards, like Mystic Tomato, where you pretty much just go into the 3 tomatoes and then you're done, you can actually stall through 6 attacks or 6 destructions by using a combination of those two. It's pretty nice. Purple Butterfly, you can discard this to give a Lunalight 1,000 attack. Really good if you just need to OTK. Also, if it's in the graveyard, you can banish it to special summon one from your hand. Rarely use that effect, but it's there. Lunalight Crimson Fox, if this one is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, aka Fusion, you can target one monster your opponent controls, its attack becomes 0 until the end of the turn. So that's how you can even more strongly OTK. Whatever they have, just make their attack 0 for a turn, and then you can attack it twice. It also has the effect if it's in the graveyard and your opponent tries to target one of your Lunalights, you can banish it from the graveyard to stop them from targeting it. It'll negate the effect. It won't destroy it, but still, when this thing can't be destroyed by effects and it already has 2800, sometimes them using effects on it really hurts. Or it's the only way they can get rid of it, so having this here will stop it from being 101 in Castell and stuff like that. It's also got 1800, which is not too bad. We've got 2 King of the Swamps. This is just to search out polymerization because you want to fusion summon as soon as possible. You cannot use it as the other material for any of these because this doesn't have specific names, and these both say must be summoned with the above fusion materials and nothing else. It's just here to search out fusion material, and every once in a while you can make like rank 3s, but mostly search out fusion material. White Rabbit, interesting card. When it's summoned, you can summon a Lunalight monster from your graveyard in face-up defense position. Again, it won't be destroyed, it doesn't have its effects negated or whatever. If you need to stall, this one can't be destroyed by battle, so it's a good, and it's 2,000 defense in general, so you can get that out. Usually I use that to just get back the Black Sheep, because then you can fusion summon from the field and add stuff back to your hand. You can also go into rank 2 plays, like Gotchi Gotchi, to get more attack, or Sky Cavalry, which will get over things like Belials that can't be destroyed by battle. And finally, it has another effect. You can, once per turn, target a number of spell traps your opponent controls up to the number of other Lunalight monsters you control, return them to your hand. So, because she special summons one when she's summoned, you'll always get at least 1. Sometimes you can return up to like 4 spell traps, which is really good, really useful. So there's a good combo where, like, play White Rabbit, get out Black Sheep, use White Rabbit's effect to send their traps back to the hand, then fusion summon, and you'll get your White Rabbit back for next turn. Dark Eruption, I already explained. Fusion Recovery, usually not a good card, but really, really effective in this, just because you're fusioning with this material you already have out. Just like, if you can fusion summon this, and you have Fusion Recovery, then you can make Panther Dancer, and that's what you want to get. Upstart Goblin, even though this is kind of a beatdown OTK deck, you can do so much damage with the 35 and the 2800 being able to attack multiple times, usually directly, essentially. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect things. I've never lost by like just 500. Tenki will search out any of these except for Wolf. Usually I use it to get Black Sheep, and it adds on 100 extra attack, which is good specifically for this. There's a lot of 2500s, and not being destroyed by battle means you can crash into it if you really need to. And then finally our only trap, Lunalight Reincarnation Dance. This is, if monsters you control are destroyed by battle or card effect, add 2 Lunalight monsters from your deck to your hand. You can only activate 1 per turn. So, if you get this first turn and you can't fusion summon, just set any of your Lunalight, set this, and then you could add, like, Wolf and Black Sheep, and usually those 2 will be able to get you anything you need, because this can fusion from the graveyard, this can get you polymerization. Especially in combination with Blue Cat, you'll keep a monster on board, plus you'll get the 2. And like with everything else, Tiger's effect. If you summon something with the Pendulum effect, during the end phase it's destroyed, you can proc your own Reincarnation Dance and get 2 cards. So, really effective card. As for the extra deck, aside from the ones I mentioned, it's just a toolbox. You've got some 2s, some 3s, some 4s. They could be anything. These are just the ones that I went with. Side deck. The ones I would actually consider for the side deck. Twin Twister, definitely, since you can use stuff from the graveyard. A lot of them, like Fox and Purple Butterfly, have effects that you can use for the graveyard. I went for more all-out attacks, and I didn't really run into many Storming Mirror Forces, but this would have worked a lot in some of the What-A decks. I wish I had this. It just gets rid of your advantage, and really you need as many cards as you can. But second duel, I definitely swap out for like Upstart Goblin if you have more Spell Trap support. There's also Grisali Prison, not very used very often, but really good in this deck. It's if you control a face-up, tribute, ritual, or fusion summoned monster till the end of your turn, neither player can Synchro or Ixie summon, and Synchro and Ixie monsters cannot attack, also their effects are negated. So against Synchro and Ixie decks, this can be absolutely devastating. At least for one turn, just to sort of stall them out. Again, this gets over like Belials and other stuff that can't be destroyed, Clearwing, Synchro. And then Silent Wabi, once again, one of my favorite tech cards. If your opponent isn't summoning a lot of monsters, if they have really high attack point monsters, putting this onto their field, even though it gives them a card, gives you something to attack in with Panther Dancer. So you're doing at least whatever 1800 times 2 is, potentially more if you've got butterflies, potentially more if you have Tenkies. Just being able to put something out on the field that you can attack into is really, really good. Other than that, the rest of these are just like other options. Summoner Monk can get you some of these guys faster if you really need to reduce attack to 0. It's a good way to get Crimson Fox in. Of course, it'll cost you one of your spells, which you normally need, but you can search them with Black Sheep and stuff like that. Magister Paladin, pretty good for searching Ixie monsters if you really want to get Wolf. Probably a good tech to have in here. I didn't really make any level rank 4s, so I rarely needed it, but it might do good in here. Escape from a Dark Dimension, since you fusion summon with Wolf by banishing, this can let you fusion or get your dark monsters back out. These are all dark, so I'm pretty sure you can get those back out with that. Or just get your materials back out for future fusion summons. And finally, Fire Foremention Kaio. This can make your Beast Warriors do piercing damage. Again, if you're going against a more stally deck, maybe replace this with your upstarts. You don't need to be as fast, and that'll just give you more options to do piercing damage. And also all your Beast Warriors gain 300, which always helps. All the Fire Formation, most of them actually work with these Beast Warriors. So it's a good thing to look at, just check it out. But anyway, there's your profile for this week. I hope you guys enjoy. Next week I'll be looking at an older archetype, I think Sylvans, if I can get them to work properly. So until then, good luck, have fun.